Good morning. I just had the cutest little conversation. So I'm sitting on my balcony, and there's a building next door, and it's like there's like bushes and there's some trees that divide the two. So the people that live in the other building, I can see them. It's right next to like the side of the building, and there's like their little like parking lot or whatever. It really is a quite pretty view. It's not, you think parking lot, but it's very pretty. So at any rate, the way I'm set up, a lot of people can see me on my balcony when they're in that part of their on their property. And this gentleman just I was sitting here setting up this morning, and he was like, yelled over the bushes, good morning. And so we had this really lovely conversation. He was a nice man. He's like, I see you every morning. And I don't know, he just put such a smile on my face. He was just very sweet. And I just thought that was cute. So I thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, so today, emotions, we're back in it. And I wanted to share this. I'm back at the Letting Go book by David Hawkins, and we're back on this page, the map of consciousness. So this is a little bit different than there's like also like a guide for emotions. So he discusses it in this, where there are the different levels. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so basically on his, the emotion is right here. So there's psychological charts where it lists like the higher level emotions and lower level emotions, but he just takes it to just a broader view of consciousness. So there's like a lot more to it, but for practical purposes, like if you were just looking at it from an exclusively emotional standpoint, the lowest vibration is shame, which I mentioned. The highest is enlightenment. Okay, so enlightenment feels to me like Buddha, like Dalai Lama. So doable, but not for most of us within like this lifetime. Eckhart Tolle too, like he's another one where he's got that figured out. Or actually he didn't figure it out, it just happened, with a lot of suffering early in his life. And then the one underneath that is peace, and then joy. And so there's the different levels, there's different emotions. So I'm actually looking at the level here and not necessarily the emotion. But I think it's really interesting because all of the levels are related to an emotion other than enlightenment. And I guess you could even consider that an emotion if you wanted to break it down. Anyway, that's a whole nother philosophical discussion, so we'll leave it there. But what the reason I'm bringing this up is because I was thinking about the fact that we all tend to run away from those lower vibrational emotions, the ones that are on this bottom spectrum of the chart. And while they're uncomfortable, and while we don't particularly like feeling them, they are messages. They're guideposts. They're giving us information to let us know something is not right. Something doesn't feel good. Something needs attention. Something needs to be healed. Go deeper. What is it? So I think most of the time we feel these things and we want to find an escape route. Netflix, a glass of wine, a cocktail, maybe exercise is your escape hatch. Like whatever it is, you look to get away from it, to escape it, to distract yourself from it, when really the opposite is the best bet. The opposite of going into it, feeling it even deeper, really like sitting in it and gaining a better understanding as to why it's there. Those parts of us that really make us uncomfortable, the people that really stir us up, the people that like know how to push our buttons in such a big way, are the ones who are our biggest teachers. They're the ones who are really going to highlight the biggest struggles in our life and how we can understand them and then overcome those challenges. So I guess my point today is, instead of looking to escape or distract or tamp down emotions that don't feel good, look at them as a little whisper from your soul saying, hey, there's something here that needs attention. You know, imagine it's just like a friend rubbing your shoulder going, come on, let's take a look at this and get to the root of it and heal it. And then guess what? You're going to move right on up that emotional scale in the process. Yeah, yeah, it is important. It's important. It's it's the duality of us, the light and the dark, the high and the low. It's all part of who we are. And so embracing that, accepting that, that's a big one. I was talking to a dear friend of mine yesterday, and radical acceptance has come up quite a lot, not just for myself, but also for my clients. It's kind of interesting too. For any of them that are watching this, you know who you are. Radical acceptance, it's a big one. It is a big one. And so I was guiding someone yesterday with the idea of radical acceptance when things happen, or you get an email you don't like, or your partner says something that you are feeling really about, or you're leaning into the uncertainty and the fear that you're feeling around the crisis that we're still in. Just think back to a moment when everything felt just blissfully perfect, like that perfect day. We've talked about the fuck yeah days. Go back to that day, feel it, like close your eyes and really feel it, and then say to yourself, either out loud or in your head, I radically accept where I am right now. That's it. And you can say that, a few times, maybe even take a deep cleansing breath beforehand, before you say it, to get all of that stuff out. Maybe it's a slightly different variation, whatever feels good to you. But I radically accept the situation right now. I radically accept myself right now. I radically accept where they are right now. Whatever it is, fill in the blank, but radically accept it, and accept it from that place of peace, that place where everything is okay, and it will be okay. So I hope that feels good to you today. I would love to hear how your life is showing up for you and what's going on in your world. So please leave a comment. Let me know what's happening, and I will say bye for now. Remember, we learn from one another. I'm getting tongue-tied. And I hope you have the most splendid day.